Hey guys, good morning. It is 27 September, Tuesday. I've got two open positions right now, both puts on QQQ, and the market is rallying this morning as the Dixie and yields are pulling back. So this was a scalp play. I'm not concerned about this 7 October, but this scalp play here, I broke one of my rules yesterday. I was up on that position and got greedy, and one of my rules right here, I have rules that I follow. Do not keep a scalp open overnight. We're one headline away from a gap up or gap down, especially in a bear market, and I may take a face shot on these puts. So just to let you guys know that I do lose sometimes. Friday PCE data comes out, so that's some inflationary data. We'll see. Maybe we get a bad or good reading, who knows? But I'm sure the market will act accordingly. Once again, Goldman and Bank of America downgraded the S&P 500 to 3,600. The Dixie has been ripping higher, and then last night, the British pound started gaining, coming off its lows. Let's see here, my chart. So yeah, we broke out this channel yesterday. It looks like it came back and retested this. So let's break it down a little more. Let's do 30-minute here. So it did retest this channel top a couple times. Looks like one, two, quite a few retests there. Now it's kind of gaining some ground. It was down about 0.5% 30 minutes ago or so. So it has come off the lows of the day. The twos and tens, the 1, 2, and 5 and 10 were all down. Like actually, the 2, 5, and 10 were down over 3%. It's like the 10 is kind of gaining ground back. We'll see if it bounces above this line here. Probably, I put this on a little higher time frame, so this. Look at that. All right, so this area here was a gap that was created back in April of 2010. Late April, early May. This area looks like it held as a support for now. This thing could still move lower, but we'll see how that goes. The market, I believe, is up. See, the S&P 500 is up 1.5% right now. So I believe it's because the Dixie and these yields have pulled back, which have been having a negative toll on the market as they've been ripping higher. The market's been ripping lower. So just keep an eye on those as always. Let's see, close that out. The Dow. Let's see. I think the Dow is probably back over. Let's look at the diamonds here. Yeah. So the diamonds is trading right now, and it is. This was the previous low line, 294.91. So we are back above that line. This is a weekly level that was created last Friday. I believe that was this low here. So it did retest in that level. So I'll move that back to being. This should actually be broken line as well. So we may be having a bounce here. It's hard to say right now because yesterday we ripped higher. Let's look at the Qs. I was trading the Qs yesterday. So the Qs came up and filled this gap. I actually I scalped calls on this gap fill yesterday. So this thing came up yesterday morning. I basically bought around here and then sold. I sold right at the upper gap, and it did. It held above it briefly, then gave that level up and just came back down. And I was really banking on this level to be tested, this 268.28. But it looks like the market's rallying right now. I don't know if it's actually going to make it down there, which is why I may take a loss on those puts. I don't, if this thing rips higher, I don't want to make that loss grow into a bigger loss. So, you know, can't win them all. Speculation got me. Let's look at if we do bounce, here's a scenario I am looking at for S&P 500. SPY, let's see. Sorry, my charts are super dirty here. All right, so if we do get a bounce, here, this move up is real. Once again, we had a large upper wick yesterday, and then the bears stepped in and pushed price down. So I'm not sure if I believe this current move right here just yet. I'd like to see it break over some of these. It may fill this gap here, and then gaps oftentimes cause reversals. So this gap, really pay attention. If you're trading the SPY today, this 370.62 to 373.45. If we enter that gap, I may take a call scalp position on that. So if we do break out of this gap and come up, you know, we could easily form a head and shoulders pattern. Like, I can't predict the future, but you know, we could come up here if it tests the start of this down move on the daily chart is up here at 38931. If that gets rejected and price goes lower, then I think we could have a head and shoulders pattern that began at the June lows on the 16th, 17th time frame. So just be aware of that. But the key takeaway on this chart in the near term is if this thing moves higher, if the yields stay low and the Dixie continues to pull back, there's a great chance this gap's going to fill. And actually, I am going to put an alert on that gap. So I will know if price enters into that gap, I'll know it. And I suggest you guys use alerts. They're very, very helpful. Let's see. Oil, let's take a look at oil real quick. All right, so the level, let me go back through. This is a better chart here. So this level I was talking about yesterday, this 7688, it did get wigged yesterday. So let's go ahead and change that back to a dotted line. It is holding above it right now, and that's the level I said the bulls would like to see hold. And it looks like it's holding for now. Keep in mind, center channel can also create some areas of resistance and support. You can see how price has interacted with this center channel. It's just crazy how that happens, right? So it's acted as support and resistance throughout this whole move down. So keep an eye on that. But if this level 7688 can hold, oil may be able to get up and break back. It needs to get back over this trend line that should now be red. It is now resistance. The levels you'd like to see break if you're bull, this 8062 and 8194. That's your nearest levels, and they have been broken, which is why they were broken on the way down, which is why they're dotted. Let's see what else. Ethereum and Bitcoin are rallying. I'm not going to go over that. I want to keep this video short. Tesla, there's a fire in the Gigafactory in Germany yesterday, overnight. But the one thing of note on Tesla, which is why I want to talk about it, is so now price is back above this. We'll change this back to green. That's that trend line that's been in effect for a little while here. The reason I bring up Tesla is because it created a gap the other day. This is Monday, so Friday into Monday, price actually gapped down. So keep an eye on this gap, 284.50 to 285.82. So that might be a decent scalp play there. Not telling you how to play, but I'm a fan of the gaps. And if price gets rejected down once again, the nearest major level that hadn't been tested yet is 266.15, and then there's a gap lower if the market decides to reverse like it did yesterday. And the market was up yesterday, and it about 11, 12 o'clock, it just started turning lower. So we'll see how this goes. I think that's all I have this morning. Once again, if you guys have questions, hit me up on Omni. Have a good day trading.